Greetings, Pod fans. It is day 17 of Pod Fajita. Pod videos himself every day in April. And today, as mentioned yesterday, I had my jury duty. Yeah, duty. I basically did nothing because in this country, you do the thing, you sit in a room, and then they put all the names into a hat and they pull them out. It's a whole thing. So I was there for a couple of hours, mostly doing nothing. But what I want to actually talk about today is that I used to be really good at reading. I used to read a lot of books. And then as I got older, that wasn't really a thing. It wasn't what happened. And I believe why that happened, what it is that changed, is just my phone got so much more interesting as time went on. I used to procrastinate everything by reading books because that was the distraction that I had. And now, the distraction is so much easier. It is this little box that is in my pocket, and it doesn't require all of my attention. You know, with books, you just fall into them and you are lost in them and nothing else really exists, and you don't want to stop because, you know, you'll be halfway down a page, so something happens and you're like, ugh. So it seems like more of a time commitment, whereas phone, not so much. And the reason I bring this up is because I read some of a book today. Look at me go. Just being trapped in that room, I was like, oh, I could download things onto my phone and watch them and do all that. But then I was like, I have so many books that I just have been meaning to read and haven't read. So I brought two with me. I just was like, I'll just figure out which one I want to read in the time. The two that I brought was The Dying of the Light and The Man Who Fell to the Earth. Something like that. So I decided to read The Dying of the Light, and I read an amount. I'm a little bit into it, and it's pretty interesting. I really like the premise. If you've never heard of this book, it is written by one George R.R. Martin, and it is a sci-fi novel. It was his first ever novel, and that's kind of why I picked it up, because I was like, that's very interesting. You know, the Game of Thrones guy, the Song of Ice and Fire guy, but science fiction. Seems really cool. It's about a rogue planet, just a planet that doesn't orbit a star. It's just on its own journey, which is pretty cool. So enjoying that. I do have to go back tomorrow, so I will see if I can get some more reading done. But it's very interesting because I need to be locked in a room to read a book. That's what I've learned, because the last time I read a book, I was on a plane, and I read an entire, I had just a short novel, and I read the entire thing on a flight. And it's so wild, because when I was younger, I used to just devour books. It used to just be the easiest thing. I would, rather than doing homework, I would read books. And I read so much, just constantly. I was constantly reading more books. And now I just find it impossible. And it's because it's so much of a time sink. And I get stuck in it. I want to read more. I want to get to the point where I do read more. But it's so hard to just pick a book over everything else. You know, video games or the phone or, just listening to things while I do other things. I've done audiobooks, and I really like listening to audiobooks, but then I just kind of fall out of them and just don't go back. But yeah, it was very nice just being able to read today, because it's been a while, and it was fun. After that, I went to the gym, which was good, and also I have walked nearly 17,000 steps today, which is not normal, and the reason is that rather than paying for parking, I decided to get the bus in to do the thing, and then I got the bus out later, so I just didn't have my car to just hop into and go places. So yeah, I think there are some days where I get 14,000 steps total. So yeah, it's been an interesting day, and we'll see what we end up doing tomorrow, because I'm hoping to do gym after again. But yeah, it's an interesting old time Reading books is fun, but it's so much effort. It just feels like so much monies. But yeah, I hope you all are having a nice Wednesday. That is the day. What are you crying for, huh? What are you crying for? What are you talking to me about? Huh? He's crying. Like a baby. Are you a baby? You are, I'd say. You're a big baby. But yeah, as I was saying, I hope you're having a great Wednesday, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Sloan.